Oh, beautiful. See, Fiora, see.
I see it, Ricky. It's gorgeous. You can see all the way to McConus.
Fiora, Ricky have question.
Will I be able to answer this? I want to be prepared in case it's a really difficult one.
Maybe Ricky not ask question.
That could be for the best. I might look like a machina, but I'm not like McCall or Lanata. I don't have their wisdom.
Oh, and machine people different. Ricky and Fiora not born thousands of years ago. All people always know more.
I guess you're right, Ricky. How old do you think they are anyway?
Because 6,000 years old. Lenata not tell Ricky.
Now, Ricky, you know you're not to ask a lady her age.
Fiora like a machina now. How long will Fiora live?
Forever and ever. Maybe with this body I can live for thousands of years too.
Oh, 1,000 years is one with 3 zeros at the end.
I think I might get a little lonely. Everyone will have died. Dunban, you, the others. And then there's Shulk.
Ah, Ricky no Fiora thinking about Shub just now.
What are you talking about?
Ricky not roof. But Fiora wrong to choose Shuk and not hear upon Ricky. Ricky best.
Oh, Ricky, that's sweet. But what were you going to ask me about?
Ricky think. Ricky forget.
You're a funny one, Ricky. I guess it wasn't that important. But you made me smile, so thank you, Ricky.
Why Fiora say thank you? Ricky do something nice? Ricky like Fiora's happy face, so no complaint from Ricky. Freaking spikeball.
Yeah.
Awkward conversation not involving our leading Lady Amelia, but that's besides the point. Hey everyone, welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. In last episode, we unlocked Fiora's innocence. Don't ask me how. And with this episode, we are doing one final nice task for the High Entia and for Amelia in general. She can rest one more time, but she has one more piece of work to do.
We're not done with Alchemoth like we thought.
No. However, though, it does have a bit of significance. But if you go down here, there are a few people who need side quests. And normally I would say this is the only one that has any significance. But with it being the Definitive Edition, it's no longer the case.
It must have been them. I have to make sure, but it's too dangerous to return to the capital. What can I do? Will you hear me out? It was you who fixed the capital's transporter, wasn't it? I tried to get out of the city straight afterwards. That's when I was surrounded by a bunch of Telethia, but 2 Telethia stood in the way as if they were protecting me. That's when I realized one of them was my friend Lasagna. It was carrying something that she promised to keep with her. And I just know the other Telethia was her mum. I know Lasagna can't stand what she turned into. She doesn't want to attack people, but just can't help it. Please, you have to help them. Please end their suffering. It must be awful to see a friend attacking people like that. She must be suffering so greatly. I understand how you're feeling. She needs to be released from her agony. I feel like a terrible friend for asking you to do such a thing, but I can't just leave her when I know she must be suffering. Thank you. Then you know what you have to do.
We've got to go back one more time. Now, the reason why there were a livingness to last for a myriad of reasons. One of which is because of recent findings with the Definitive Edition and whatnot. So we want to keep that in wraps too. However, this particular side quest we want to keep because it really hits a spot, you know?
Mm-hmm.
For the longest time that, we felt, oh, this High Entia is a racist, this is kind of awful. At the same time, though, this all got brought up from the fact that Lasagna kept having dreams about the Bionis. When you really look into it, it's kind of morbid to think that was kind of her, her inner instinct.
Yeah.
Making her think that. and therefore Zanza was ruining friendships and families without realizing it.
Yeah, because she said, a god told me to only like the real High Entia.
Therefore, basically, the ones who like to kill are your friends. Which is kind of morbid, to be honest.
Yeah, it's Zanza telling her that through a dream.
Yeah. But we'll get into further details as is, because again, as you can see, we're just fighting bog standard Telepia, nothing of note quite yet, so just give us a moment, we'll deal with the fodder. Now with that, all the bog standard Telepia are done. But of course we're missing one important aspect. And here's our first one, Telepia RL, taking the same form that Gato did in High Entia Palace. And honestly, this side quest for me is very morbid, because to elaborate on our thoughts beforehand, this was brought on by Zanza's, I guess, influence, I suppose. And just when you think, oh, you know what, we fixed her family, you know, and she no longer hates. A ring that Arello has kept in her possession. Telepia Triumph. Bad time to get that.
Yeah.
We've killed a good amount of Telepia. Alright. Technically, she is a quest exclusive enemy, so take what you can get from her silver chests. I don't know, I just feel like if you remember this side quest, and most notably, you probably can, because it really sticks out to you saying, like, High Entia, she's a racist. Compared to the other side quests, it's so extreme that you can't help but remember it. And when this comes up, you're like, oh no. Oh, damn. No.
Just as she learned, just as she turned a new leaf.
I know, just she learned to love, and as always, they're in the same place in which their NPC characters were. Finally, Lasagna. This to me shows that text-based narratives can work. It's when we talk about Lasagna and Vidian, briefly, these were two friends who got lost on a trip in Valak Mountain. Could have died, but they stuck together and they became friends ever since. Their friendship got lost because of Zanza, and then their friendship got rekindled, and it's just a shame that it was just so short-lived. It was once token of friendship, now to value memento. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that not the very item that we crafted to give to her?
I think so.
So not only are we getting something back from her that we made, it's, I don't know, it's just a sad little memento. But that's it, unfortunately. All side quests in Alchemoth, regarding Alchemoth, are finished. But that doesn't mean that we are completely done with the High Entia. It was short and sweet, but no. But this is my, I think, one of my most favorite side quest narratives in the entire game. It starts out so negative and extreme, and then just ends on a sour note. I think what the saddest part is, you don't really get to embrace the good side of it. Because off screen, they were probably like rekindled. They probably had chats, giggles, and reminisce about old times. And now you just get to see, the bitter end. I don't know. It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Anyway, though.
Hey. You're back. What? You have something for me? Could that be? It's the affection seal. It belonged to Lasagna. I can't believe it. And he brought Ariel's ring? I just knew those Telethia were Ariel and Lasagna. They must have kept some of their memories from before. That's why they saved me. Thank you, Ariel, Lasagna. I'll never forget you. Oh, sorry. Here's a little something to say thank you. I will stay here and pray for them until peace returns.
And we're not completely done yet. Because I'm happy to say this, but for one of the first times ever, one of these side quests gets more relevant. One of these side quests has been given more prominence. And it's this little kid right here. If I go there, I might be able to find the documents. But could I really do that on my own? Hey, can you hear me out? My professor told me something before you turned into a Telethia. He said there's a secret lab somewhere in the tomb. Apparently it was used for some kind of research on the Telethia. Anyway, I was thinking there might be a way to change everyone back to normal in there. That's what my professor said. I'm still just a kid. I can't get that on my own. Please, can you help me?
A Telethia laboratory? That sounds like the sort of place there might be a way to do it. It's our best hope. If it's there, we should be able to find it.
I wouldn't want you to put yourself in too much danger. Narrative to people being so reckless. But it makes me happy to hear you say that. Really? You'll do it? Thanks. Then I'll go over my professor's research notes again. Let's go for it. Let's go back to the tomb. Now, just for context, when we did the High Entia doors, we mentioned at the tail end there was one more door that we had yet to open. We wanted to save it for this. When we first got here, we saw this and thought it was High Entia and ancestors. We stepped closer. Might have been a facade this whole time. Now, here's something that I really love about that door. Knowing what we know now, when we first got here, Alvis was standing right by that door, giving the impression that he was guarding it, or getting in the way so we wouldn't get past him. This was here the entire time, and does this place look familiar? Yep, this is where Lorithia and Alvis were having their talks way back when. This place always stumped me during our first initial playthroughs, because this was the only place that I thought we have seen every single place in the cutscene be used as an actual gameplay area, except for this one. And it stumped me for the longest time until our second or third playthrough. We finally found this. I like how we just walked past this guy as if it was no big deal. I guess you could say he's gonna be pissed off that we ignored him. You could say he's furious. Oh god. Furious Josen, the highest level Telethia in the entire game, and this guy is an amalgamation of all the Telethias that we have seen thus far throughout the game. He has a lot of attacks, all from them, including pointless ones like Lock On. Is there anyone else here?
No.
No! And I wish that was it, but no, he actually has not one, but two attacks that causes Lock On. Because I guess he just likes to be the center of attention. As part of him clips through with the wall. Very, 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 very nice. Of course, in being a Telethia, he has Soul Read, so we watch that. And this, I think, is his biggest attack, which is Predacious. Of course, AoE topple lock. So if you want to have a topple resist for that, go for it. Other than that, all his other attacks are Ether. and they are just either attacks that can just do damage or knock you back. So as far as gimmick wise, him being secret and his level, that's really his biggest claim to fame. But you know what? There is one thing that frustrates me about this guy, and it's not the way he plays. And please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But I don't think throughout this entire game, throughout any narrative cutscenes, any NPC dialogues, or any like side quest notes, there isn't like any note of a character called Josen here at all. This guy's just an enigma. It would be kind of nice if there was a researcher saying, hey, there's this guy called Josen, but we don't know where he went. You know, he was long lost, or we think he's working on some shady stuff. Anyway though, Spearblade, Magnum Charge, Doubleblade, and Sneaky are the art books, in case you're curious. I don't know, I feel like you could have made him be like the high-end version of Banner.
Yeah.
Just have him do like one minor side quest, let him be shifty, let him be like, yeah, this will be good for my research. I mean, thank you. Oh no, I just feel like it's a missed opportunity. You might even say, you know, he could be like Lorafia, but just on a lower level. Lorafia promised him a lot of things, like you could have a lot of research specimens. You know, if you join us, you could have the world.
Or that could be Telethia Naroth.
Yeah, you could. It's just really weird how he's just there. No note, no foreshadowing or anything. But hey ho. There is one facet of hope though, and that's if we talk to him in a little bit.
Are these the documents? They're really dirty. Must be because they're so old. Interesting stuff. These are the ones, alright. They're about the Telethia. Thanks, guys. I don't know how far I can get, but I won't let my professor down. I don't want to just sit around feeling down anymore. I'll find a way to make everyone back to normal again. Thanks again for your help. Right, time to get down to some serious research.
And buddy, I don't want to spoil things here, but something tells me you are going to make progress. I love what they did with this in content of the Definitive Edition. How far will it go? What's going to be at the end product? I don't know. All I know is I cannot wait. But that's for the future. We'll get there somehow. We'll get connected. But I digress. But that's it, guys. That is everything for Alchemoth, the High Entia refugees, and bringing Melia's job to an end. At least for now.
I've been reading the documents you brought. Things that adults write are so difficult to read. But I won't give up. I don't want to feel this sad ever again. It's like my professor told me. My reading's really coming along. If I can understand what it says, I can start researching properly. But I still got a long way to go. Thanks for bringing them for me. I really owe you one.
I like when it implies that he really can't. He doesn't know, like, can't fully read yet.
I think he might be my favorite High Entia kid.
Yeah, definitely, because it's not like he's got big competition. But still, though, yeah, I just like the narrative with this kid, and hopefully it continues on in the future. But I digress, though, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to like it. If you didn't like it, well then, hopefully you'll change your mind in later episodes. If you know what I mean. And want to subscribe to more content like this, then be sure to subscribe. And see you all next time. Because I I get the feeling these two, they're gonna do miracles for Alchemoth.
Mm-hmm.
Until then, we'll see you next time. Let's let the High Entia rest.